Hello, everyone. Sorry if I sound a little bit, you know, raspy, and sorry if I look a little bit red around the eyes. So I was just watching a performance by Cody Lee. He's autistic and he's blind, and his voice is so beautiful and talented. And he got the golden buzzer from Gabrielle Hanna on America's Got Talent, and he deserved it. But that's not the only thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today. There's like something like caught in my throat, but we won't worry about that. That's why it might sound a little bit raspy and it might sound like a little monotone, but I want to talk to you guys about this because today is a very special day, not just for me, but for my whole family. Today, I know, 11 years is, not a big deal, but on this day, 11 years ago, I graduated from high school. And I know, graduating from high school isn't, the biggest and best thing to ever happen to anyone. But for me, graduating high school was more than just, it's going on to the next step in my life or the next chapter of my life. There's so many more chapters in my book of my life that need to be, started and finished. I started, my college chapter about not even 3 months later after I graduated from high school. And I did that for 5 years, and I know I should have done it in 2 or 3, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And I closed that chapter back in 2012. And I opened another chapter where I went to, Hacienda a whole lot. And that didn't just start, in 2012. It started before then. It started when I turned 21, which was 9 years ago. And, that chapter has officially been closed now. I'm not going back to Hacienda. I'm not going to FLB. I'm not doing any of those things. That chapter is behind me now. I need to start a new chapter of my life. And, this next chapter is going to be me trying to figure out how to do this thing I was talking to you guys about the other day, which is the adult high school senior prom, where I invite, as many of my 2008 classmates as I possibly can. And I know it's going to take me a while to figure out all the details and get all the money to do this event. But I'm thinking sometime in May or June of 2021, we make this event happen. That gives me 2 years to get a job and earn enough money to make this thing happen. And same thing with VidCon. And I've mentioned this time and time again. That's not the only thing that's happened today. My parents have been married for 43 years as of today. And I commemorate them because 43 years of marriage is an amazing feat. Not a lot of people can say they got to, 10 years, let alone, 5 years or anything below 5 years. But my parents have been married for 43 years as of today. And I'm so proud to be their son. And I'm so proud to, have, a support system that allows me to think of these ideas and put them into motion. Like, for example, going to making events for my 27th birthday, my 28th birthday, my 29th birthday, this high school prom thing I'm working on, the adult version of it, going to, putting my mind together to make things happen that normally would not happen. And it's all because my parents, they taught me so much in the 30 years of my life that I've lived. And I could not thank them enough for all of what they've done for me and my brothers, my 2 brothers. Because without them, I may not be here. I may not be here with my parents. I may not have brothers. or, any of that stuff. But I have a family. And that's what's important to me, is that I have a family. And I have close friends that I consider as family, that I want to, reconnect with. That's why I'm creating this high school prom, this senior high school prom, the adult version, 12 years later. 13 years later. And that's what's important to me, and I want to make this thing happen. And I'm going to make it happen. It's just going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take time to communicate with all of the classmates I had. It's going to take time to set up a venue. It's going to take a lot of money. It's going to take, I need to find a DJ. I need to, find a place that would cater this thing. All of this stuff. I need to find security. And, if I need to make like a cover charge, or, paying to get in, or figuring all this stuff out. I don't know how it's all going to work just yet. I'm still working on the details, but I'm hoping for either May or June of 2021 we can make this thing happen. I have an idea where we can have it, but I'm not too sure how to do all that stuff, so I'm gonna have to figure all this stuff out over the course of the next 2 years. Because that's what's important to me, is that I get to see, people I haven't seen in 10 plus years. Even though we did just have our high school reunion last September. But it's just, I want to do something special. And this adult high school senior prom could be that thing. That chapter of my life where I open up, starting to do event planning and stuff. Because I talked about that in the past, that I want to do event planning in the future. And that's what's important to me, is that I get to do something that I love. Other than YouTube, I love planning events. Like when I planned my 27th birthday at FLB, when I planned my 28th at Hacienda, when I planned my 29th at Hacienda. Those are events that really jump-started my, that event planning portion of my life. And I want to continue that chapter of my life. I want to continue to do things that are outside my comfort zone. And this is a big step. It's going to take a lot of work to make this thing happen. And I'm ready to make it happen. So with that being said, I know this video was kind of like a repeat from a couple of days ago, but this is, celebrating 11 years being graduated from high school and having my parents who have been married for 43 years. That's amazing to me. And and I'm glad that they've, been together for that long. My aunt and uncle have been married for almost 50 years. So, and a couple of my other aunt and uncles have been married for almost 30 years. 40 years and such. But that's just me. That's who I am. I look at the brighter picture here. You guys know the drill, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand spanking new vlog. Bye bye.